I'm in my yard checking on my trailer. The trailer is still here, but you can see it snowed pretty bad overnight and then the day before, so my whole trailer is covered in snow. And also what's happening is, even though I'm not 100% sure about this, but I have the trailer listed for sale in a couple of media in Canada, here in Kijiji, and funny enough, I have some guys from US, and some guy called me from Connecticut today, and he says they've been trying to find a trailer and that's what they want. And I said, you guys know it's a drop set drill design, right? And the guy says, yeah, we know. So how much, what's the price? So I tell him the price. And he was wondering if they're gonna pay in Canadian dollars or US dollars. But then somebody else told me that actually there's a trick here. Is that because this trailer is made in US, right? The Fontaine trailer is where? Alabama, Georgia, somewhere there, right? And so when we buy it from US, Canadians, we don't pay FET, that federal excise tax or whatever it's called, right? 12%. But we have our own 13% sales tax in Canada. And now this other guy I was talking to, like a big trailer dealer in US, he was saying that the problem with trying to trade in, because somebody suggested, like, hey, call this guy, they're the biggest trailer dealer in US, they move a lot of trailers. But that's the problem when you deal with two countries. So I've been exchanging emails with this guy, name's Mike, I forgot, I think it's T something, the big dealer they always advertise in truck paper in the States. And what he was saying is that, yeah, he can get me into what I'm trying to get, like a flat deck, the same 55 ton or 50 ton with a flat deck trailer. But the problem is, he says, when a used American trailer is coming back into US, the buyer will have to pay 12% FET, because it was not paid when it was exported. And he says normally you only pay this FET tax on new trailers. So he says for somebody in the States to pay FET on this trailer, used trailer, he says it doesn't make any sense, because it just makes the trailer so much more expensive. And because this guy can find pretty much the same used trailer which was bought and sold in US, and he doesn't have to pay this FET. I'm not sure why it's such a big deal, because here in Canada, we get back, like, whatever we pay in sales tax, we get back from the government, because it's a business expense, but not just as an expense, right, but we get it actually back as money. Like every month I get my sales tax refund, right? So whatever's that sales tax inside my truck lease, trailer lease, flip axle lease, I get it back. Any sales tax I pay, I get it back. So I don't know what's the big deal in US, but anyway. And so this other guy said he pretty much cannot help me, but he reached out to some colleagues of his in Canada, because he says it's better to do it through Canada. But now this other guy, private pretty much buyer, right, from Connecticut, he doesn't know. I asked him about this, and he says he's not sure. If we decide on the sale, he'll let the accountants and the government deal with it. And for now, what he asked me to do, like, he's concerned about the wheelbase, kingpin to XL2, and he was asking me like what the length is, and I said, well, it's not 41. I said, I can tell you that, because you cannot get a 55-ton lowboy with a 26-foot well and keep 41. That's why we have permits, right? So that's why in your jurisdiction where you live or work, where you're based, you get an annual permit, because you cannot be 41. You're not a flatbed trailer, you're not a step deck trailer. Like this guy has a 48 Mercer. This my neighbor, Polish guy. He has a 48-foot flatbed, and actually in Canada, that stupid 41-foot rule applies even to 48-foot trailers. So yeah, this guy can do it, right? But not on my trailer. But so that's one of the reasons why I stopped here today. Is I have my tape and I got a piece of paper here. So now we're gonna go and measure kingpin, which is over there, that yellow orange thing, right? It's locked. So kingpin to axle 2, and that's what he wants to know. And also, of course, it does not help because he says in Connecticut they have this 41-foot rule, and he talked to many people and they're not sure. And that's what I told him. I said, don't worry about it. Like, I've been pulling these heavy loads since 2010 with it, and none of these trailers cannot be fit into that little table, you know. These are specialized trailers. But anyway, he wants to know the number, so I drove from Guelph to Cambridge, from my hotel to here, just to do the measurement, because I couldn't figure out. I have the drawing of the trailer from Fontaine website, but on the drawing it shows only 54.5 inch spacing between the wheels, was minus 60, and that's, of course, like I said, that does not help because now the second axle is further away from the kingpin. But anyway, so in other news, didn't hear anything from the truck yet. They guarantee it goes on the line on February 8th. Still waiting for government to refund me the money from the truck sale. Facebook is still doing something there with the money too. And so now, oh, I talked to the Kenworth dealer about the interview, because my main sales guy finally showed up. He was on vacation. So I talked to his kind of like second sales guy, and he says, better ask this guy, because, you know, let him have the right of first refusal, because he started working on this truck. And I said, wait, it's not even him. We started working with the other guy who's now at the International. Now he's sales guy number 2, but sales guy number 1 is nowhere there, no longer there. So this guy wants to do the interview, like the young guy, but he says, but ask this guy, the older guy, see if he can do it too. And then finally he showed up today for work, and I sent him an email. I said, how about it? Like, I got some questions from buyers, from potential buyers. So let's do kind of like an interview from the point of view of a buyer, specifically a first-time buyer, you know. And I ask people on Facebook to submit me questions. So far I only have like 3 or 4 questions, but that's a start. And so we'll just go there like as if I am buying a truck for the first time, and I don't know anything, and basically I'm just gonna ask him questions. And this is I don't know what he sold before, but I know he hasn't been this new guy. He has been long with Kenworth, but I'm pretty sure he sold trucks somewhere. So you know, usually these guys, they move from one dealership to another. But I do believe that Kenworth is a great brand, much better than Mack. And so now this guy is busy because this is his first week. I just heard from him, and he says, can we do it next week? And I said, yeah, sure. You know, I'm on vacation, you're the working guy, so you let me know what works for you, it'll work for me. All I need is like 30 minutes. So probably next week expect some interesting video with questions and answers from the Kenworth sales guy, you know. So okay, so let's go and measure this baby and see how bad it is, kingpin to middle axle. Wow, lots of snow here. This guy looks like he parked the truck before the new year and he left it here. Okay, middle axle. All right, we're gonna measure like this. Okay, 96 inches to the strap over here. 96. All right. Stop. Wow. And let's say 490. 490, yeah. So 490. Okay, wow, we're doing good. You know, it's not a rocket science, so just approximately. And then we have 139, let's say, because I went further away over there. So 139. And the last portion is here. I would say 277. All right, let's do the math. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere, but okay, where's my calculator? Yeah, I made a mistake, so I had to go and remeasure, because this tape, if you're not careful, the top shows inches, the bottom shows centimeters, you know. And I think that's where I screwed up, because no way it was like 490 inches in the middle. So the gooseneck from the front of the trailer to the kingpin was 101 inches, and then the rear part, center axle to the start of that bridge on the deck was 88, and then the middle was 28 feet, and 28 feet is 336 inches, so plus 101 and plus 88, 525. So yeah, that's closer. So that's my kingpin to the center axle, so divided by 12, that's 4375. 4375 feet. All right, so I sent the guy an email and I took some pictures. What is the guy thinking? Okay, this guy's leaving. Maybe I'll just follow him. Brand new Toyotas. Toyota RAV4. So basically now, after all the hard work is done, and it's now 1:45, and all I had in the morning was some protein shake. Oh, I hope this guy is turning left. Please don't turn right. Thank you. least the roads are clear, which is good. Okay, where shall I go? I'm getting tired of Indian food, because each day pretty much I have beef curry. I love that, you know, like real meat. Oh yeah, and now I'm on my day 2 of a weight loss program. So no liquor for 2 weeks, no coffee, just a protein shake 3 times a day, and one high protein food. So basically meat or fish with veggies. So no bread, no rice, no potatoes, no nothing. I did it before and it really works. So 2 weeks of this, and the next 2 weeks will be a bit easier. Approaching on the right the dealer where I bought the Mac, Cambridge Mac, or now it's called Vision Truck Group. Here we have a very bad railroad crossing. So yeah, so I already had Indian food, more than I can eat. So I think I'll just go to Applebee's and get a steak. You know? Inside the Cambridge shopping center. That's our big mall over here. I love this rear-wheel drive in the snow, I'll be honest with you. It brings back some good memories from my childhood when I was driving my father's Lada and Moskvich, and then I got my own Moskvich, and they were all rear-wheel drive cars, and nobody died. Yeah, last thing I wanted to say, the Applebee is just right over there. I wanted to mention something about comments. Some people were leaving me feedback on Facebook, and actually I started a poll, P-O-L-L, oпрос. I started a poll on Facebook, which has 5 more days to go. And the simple question I'm asking, and only my friends on Facebook can participate. And the simple question is, shall all comments be, or should all comments be allowed on YouTube without moderation? And there's only two answers, yes and no. And the fight is heating up, but no still outweighs the yes so far, but we have 5 days to go. Whatever my Facebook friends decide, that will be the policy on my YouTube channel. But if they push me to reactivate comments, I can promise you one thing, because I know that it's going to be a cesspool of anger and misery and personal attacks. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to respond. So the only way for these comments to work is where you guys talk to each other. Okay, don't ask me questions. You can insult me all you want. I'm not gonna see that BS. And also I have a list of like, I'm gonna only, like, if I go with this, if I reactivate the comments, for now they all disabled. If I reactivate them, I will go with this, like, option 3 there on comments. When you choose what to do with them, YouTube gives you a allow all comments except inappropriate. Like, YouTube will automatically decide if these comments are inappropriate based on, you know, but normally it's very lenient, so you guys can swear all you want. So we're gonna choose that one in case, again, if the vote says reactivate comments. But also I got a list of like, you know, bad words, like when people want to swear, you know, some stuff like, you know, F words and stuff like that. They're in the list there. If you use any of those words, your comments are not going to be published. They're going into a big spam folder that I never look at, and then I'll just delete them after like 6 months, all of them. Okay, so don't use bad language. Again, this only applies if the comments are reactivated. So we'll know for sure in 5 days. Okay, the poll goes on Facebook 5 more days. The people that are blocked right now on my channel will remain blocked. Thanks for watching. Captain Sergei is heading to Applebee's for some steak and onion rings, no carbs.